What is up, guys? It has been one entire year since my last update, since I took my hiatus, and you're probably wondering where I have been. Well, maybe not, because there's a video out there, but I just wanted to talk to you guys, give you an update on the whole album situation. It's been one entire year, and I got some good news and I got some bad news. Let's start with the bad news. The bad news is that the album is not finished. I thought I grossly underestimated the time it would take for me to write an entire album, especially one that was well made. And 1 year is not enough for an album, at least with my schedule. I do this part-time, and I probably, I put as much time into it as I can, but yeah, I grossly underestimated the time. So the one good thing about this is that I learned a lot about myself, but on top of that, let me talk you through the year, more or less, what happened through the year and what I'm going to do in the future here. The last year, January 1st, started off great. I started writing a whole bunch of songs. I got a lot of songs done, and I also have a lot of bones to songs that can be completely tracked and mixed and finished and all of this stuff. And I was going pretty well for about half of the year. And then by the time I got to actually having to mix the first song I have, I started to realize, I started to go back to some of my older albums, and I noticed that like my production is not, it's steadily getting better over time, but it's not like the greatest it's ever been. I learned a lot from that pro mix I did a few years back, where I actually had a real producer produce one of my songs, and I'm like, wow, this could sound good. The problem is, however, like I could pay a producer to mix all of my songs, but to get a good producer like the guy I got, it was pretty expensive. And unless you're signed by a label and have a plethora of money behind you to produce an album like that, and you can see a profit coming in from your album, I would say go ahead and do something like that. Get a real producer. But for me personally, I've always been the type of guy that likes to stay under my budget, more or less. I like to learn skills instead of trying to rely too much on others to get me the results I want. And halfway through the year, I decided, I'm just going to learn producing. I'm going to learn as much as I can. I'm going to really get the fundamentals down. And when I started the Will to Power album, I actually had this same mindset. But the thing is, I couldn't find one guy that just sat me down and was like, this is how you produce an album. They never tell you the basics, especially on YouTube. They never tell you how to exactly do exactly what you want. They show you a lot of tricks and tips and things like this. And it can be really hard to navigate the waters to do a full mix. But eventually I found one or two guys, and I really, instead of focusing on maybe like 100 dudes telling me what tips and tricks I can do, which I used on the Will to Power album, and the production on the album is as good as it could get for the time for me. But I think this album, I finally had the full fundamentals of production down, and I think the one or two guys I decided to focus on and actually learn 100% what exactly they're doing, I finally come up with I finally raised my production skills, and I think this is going to be a very huge development when it comes to putting out this next album, and I'm extremely excited about it. It's been a while since I did a video. No pauses. But let's be honest. The production of this album, I'm really proud of. It does take me a bit longer than usual to write a song, mix it, and master it now. But I think as time goes on and I keep doing a lot of these skills and learning a lot of the craft that comes with production, as well as songwriting, and even just playing guitar, things will become faster and faster as it goes along. But a lot of my mantra this year was to just take my time and do it right this time, because one thing I learned about guitar especially is the more bad habits you have, the more they get locked in, and doing it right the first time is actually the fastest way to long-term progress. And I took the same approach with production. I said, you know, I'm not going to skip anything. I'm going to do this right. I'm going to take my time and actually do every single thing the best way I can. And I think the results really show with the production I did on this album, as well as the playing and the songwriting. I've really just wanted to go quality over quantity, and I think this is what's really happening for this album, and it's been a very pivotal. It's very pivotal approach to just my learning in general. It's just to do it right, the first time, and eventually it will become a habit as the more and more times you actually do this thing right. And lastly, what I'm gonna do going on into the future. The thing is, the album isn't finished. Like, there's not 8 to 10 songs that are completely finished, mixed, mastered, tracked, things like this. And so I think what would be best for me, as well as best for you, the audience, best for me as well as you, is to really take an approach as one single at a time. And I don't know how long it's going to take me to write and put out every single that will be part of this album. But once I get to 8 or 10 songs produced and put out there, I'm going to say, you know what, it's a wrap. This is the album, 8 to 10 songs. And then I'll start moving on to the next album. And I think this is going to work out really well. The thing is, I want to make a music video for each song. The music videos aren't going to be fancy. It would be great if I could make a fancy one, and maybe down the line I will. But a lot of them are going to be very raw. They're going to be very much about the performance of the song itself, which I think is sorely lacking in a lot of, especially YouTube musicians. A lot of times, like even myself, criticizing myself, there's a lot of times you see just guys playing guitar, really technical, sitting down, and I think that's cool and all, but when you really, to me, music is more about the emotion. I know technique is a huge thing. I love technique, but there's something about music that hooked me as well as a lot of other people, and it has a lot to do with emotions itself. And I think a lot of that gets lost in the performance when you're just sitting down playing all the technical parts of the song. And so for these music videos, I'm gonna go in full-on performance mode. These music videos are basically going to be my live performances of them. Although I won't be performing live, I will be doing the typical music video thing where you're playing, but the song itself is overlaid by the video. So it's not exactly me playing the video. It's going to be the song, and then it's going to be the song audio with me playing behind it. and hopefully it all syncs finger-wise when I do perform it. So these are going to be the substitutes for me just playing live. I may play the songs live later on. We'll see how that goes on. I remember Ola Englund years later doing a stream live, playing the whole album live, and I thought that was really cool, and I might try something like that out in the future. We'll see. But yeah, I want to make a music video for every song. On top of that, lastly, I decided that this channel you're watching this video on right now is going to become the secondary channel. And I'm going to focus solely on this new channel I'm building, which is going to be solely about the music itself. I'm not going to say I'm going to disappear from doing gear reviews and lessons and stuff like that. I do like doing them. The problem is, however, that I only have so much time in the day. And there's old philosophy about chasing two rabbits, and if you chase two rabbits, you can't get any of them. But if you chase one, you can. And something like that, along those lines. And so I decided I'm going to focus solely on music from here on out. And if I have any spare time or just want to do something fun, then I'm just going to throw it on the second channel. The reason I'm splitting the channels up, or I'm making a new channel, is because if you did YouTube long enough, you'll know that YouTube only promotes videos that are the most popular on your channel to other people that want to watch those types of videos. So like, if you look at my channel, the gear reviews are they're much more popular than the music. It's much more popular than the lessons. And that's who YouTube promotes those videos to, are people who are interested in gear and doing that stuff. And so I decided I'm just going to put all of the music I've ever did onto another channel, and I'm going to start building that channel. And the channel you're on right now is going to be more of a secondary thing, where it's the gear reviews and the lessons and things like that. And if you'll join, I'll link you the video. I'll link you the channel when the music video is done. Originally, I wanted to release the first single in January, but the problem was that when it came to putting all of my old music onto this new channel, I realized I have way more old music than I ever had archived, and a lot of those songs are songs that were on old cassette tapes from the 2000s, and they were from old data CDs I used to have back in the day when I would take composing lessons. And there was just so much of it. I completely forgot about it, that making a new album of the early stuff I've ever made really took much longer than I thought it would. And if there's anything that comes down to, if there's anything that, if you're looking for a theme, it's that a lot of times when you approach something and you want to do it well, it takes longer than you initially think it's going to. I like to think about this as the way Nintendo looks at Zelda. If you've ever played a Zelda game or look forward to one, they get delayed so much. Whenever they say their first initial date of a release, I take it with the biggest grain of salt. And I've realized this about trying to work on things over this last year, is that I really need to expect more, like move the date even farther back than I originally would say. But everything's coming together. I hope you like the teaser, and I'm extremely excited about this new channel. The thing about the new channel is that this is actually my real passion, is for making original music, becoming the best guitarist, the best musician I can be, and really honing my craft in order to become a great musician. This is the thing that gets me up and going in the morning. The gear reviews, when I originally started the gear reviews, I thought they would be easy. I'm not gonna lie, I thought I would watch Ola Englund, and the thing about Ola Englund is he's a master at what he does, and so he makes it look easy. And I thought I could build an audience doing these gear reviews, and then I'll throw the music out, and then since the audience is built, then it should translate. But it didn't translate as well as I thought it would. And the thing I realized doing the gear reviews is that they weren't easy, and they took a whole lot more time than I expected them to. And to be honest, it wasn't really honing my craft as much. And I got burned out a lot when I would do those gear reviews. And this last year, since doing music, actually pursuing music, I haven't got burned out once. And that's on top of actually making a better schedule for myself and actually giving myself ways to take time off for myself, and really making realistic goals and really honing in on what it takes to actually make this into a marathon instead of a race, which is what doing YouTube videos is like. You're on this hamster wheel all the time. You're like, oh, it's been a week, got to do another video. It's never good enough. And you constantly are working every week to get a video out, and it's just really mentally draining. And my physical health on top of that was going down as well. I think the two are linked together. But this year, since actually pursuing music, pursuing my dreams, things have never been better, and I think this is the path forward for me. And I'm really excited to see what's happening as time goes on, and I'll let you guys know when the new channel is officially out, the new music video is officially out. That's when I'm going to share the link for the new channel, as well as share the video. The music video will be on the other channel. And I'm really excited to see what happens. And thank you for watching.